Hello, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Joshua's Movie Reviews and More. Now, as all you know, I make one shot of all my videos. Don't really have a computer that can edit really well, so if I make small mistakes, just bear with me. If I make large ones, you won't even know it because I'll stop the recording and I'll start all over again. Where shall we start off? Start off with this. We're going to have some fun. A friend of mine recently told me that I make a smacking sound when I record. Not really aware of it. Apparently, something. I don't know. So, for those of you who are 21 years or older and are a legal adult, we're going to have some fun. Because another friend told me that I say the phrase, "with that being said," a lot. So, we're going to have a little drinking game. This involves all my future videos, my past videos, and of course, this video. If I make a smacking sound, take a shot. If I say the phrase, "with that being said," chug a beer. Now, like I said, you have to be a legal adult over the age of 21. I do not condone the delinquency of minors. For the friend who told me about the smacking sound, yes, you're over the age of 21. You get to participate. You're welcome. But your mental capacity and maturity level and all that kind of stuff, I don't really think you can be construed as an adult, but you are legal. I have to grant you that. Have a good day. All right. Starting off is Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, I'm a huge Queen fan. Always have been. The film is very well based. The plot is solid. It's very well paced. The acting's great. It's very worth seeing in the movie theater, especially if you're a Queen fan. If you never heard of Queen, don't even go. You'll be wasting your money. Rami Malek. I don't even know how to pronounce the last name. A lot of you know I'm not very good with names, so deal with it. He plays Freddie Mercury, who is the lead vocalist and piano player of Queen. Rami was in Night at the Museum 1 and 2. He's also in the third one, but I've never seen it, but he plays the Pharaoh in that. He was also in Battleship and Breaking Dawn Part 2 of the Twilight series. You have Lucy Benton, who plays Mary Austin, who's Mercury's girlfriend. I could have swore they got married at some point, but I'm not quite sure. I do know they got engaged. But even after their breakup, Freddie wanted to keep Mary in his life. They were lifelong friends. Even after they started dating other people, he still wanted her there. I have not seen Lucy in anything. She is in I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. The only reason I mention that is because it's on Netflix, and I do have it under my list of things to watch, but I have not watched it yet, so I really can't tell. Gwyneth Lee plays Brian May, who's the lead guitarist. I haven't seen any of his stuff, so I really don't know. Ben Hardy plays Roger Taylor, who's the Queen's drummist. He was in X-Men Apocalypse. He played Archangel, I believe. Joe Mazzillo, probably butchered that one. He played John Deacon. He's Queen's bassist. He was in Jurassic Park 1 and 2. He was in Raising Helen, The Social Network, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. That last movie is an hour and a half of my life I won't get back. Keep that in mind if you ever see it on the shelf or something. Aaron McCusker, he played Jim Hutton, who later on in life, after Mercury had found out he had AIDS and everything like that, and he'd finally gotten his act together. That was Mercury's boyfriend at that point. And they stayed together until Mercury died of pneumonia, based off his AIDS virus. Now, like I said, it's very well paced. I'm pretty sure all the movie is lip synced because I'm pretty sure that Rami does not sound like Freddie Mercury when he sings. Daggum. But I've read on recent news media that a lot of people are saying that they didn't show enough of Freddie Mercury's personal life, mainly his sexuality. And honestly, yes, the movie is about his life, but it's also about the band Queen. Let's go through it all. The forming of the band, check. All their good times, check. All the bad times, the arguments, check. Freddie breaking off to do a solo gig for a while, check. Band getting back together, check. Them playing at Life Aid, check. Freddie's time with Mary, check, check. Freddie's life with Paul, unfortunately, check. Paul was a D-bag. A small stint in the movie with him with Jim, check. I mean, what more were you wanting when you watching the film? Were you wanting a gay porno or something? I mean, jeez. I mean, you have all these things. I mean, Freddie was an absolute fantastic vocalist, and the band Queen was absolutely fantastic, and it was a great story. But like he said, like Rami said in an interview, number one, they only had 2 hours. Yeah, they had to cover all the major points. You could make probably movie after movie, documentary after documentary, if you wanted to cover every square inch of these people's lives. But they only had 2 hours. And number two, Freddie Mercury's sexuality only defines a small portion of him. Let me cover that again. It only defines a small portion. I'm heterosexual. That only defines me. That's a very small portion of me. But then again, we shouldn't be getting over rambunctious about labels. I think that's a downward fall in our society. One of my best friends, he's gay, but that doesn't define him as a person. You being heterosexual doesn't define you as a person. You being bisexual doesn't define you as a person, and it shouldn't. Who you are, the person that you are, your personality, that should define you as a person. Your intellect. These are all things, it's all pieces of a pie that make you. Your sexuality is one slice, your personality another slice, your intellect another slice. It all forms a whole, but it shouldn't define you as a person. So all these people saying, oh, you didn't show enough of sexuality. Grow up, get a life, whatever. If you're just wanting to get the dirty logistics of his sexuality, go watch another film. This isn't for you. Anyway. Let me go on further with that. Yes, I'm ranting now, but I don't care. It's my video. I can do what I want. As far as labeling people, so what if you're overweight? Be happy with who you are. Be happy with you. Tell that popular, perfect body cheerleader at high school to show the pom-poms where the sun don't shine. You should be happy with who you are. Get pissed off at people who think less of you. Like I was sitting there in the movie and they had this advertisement about it showed a very well professionally dressed man. He had AIDS. Showed a slightly flamboyant man who didn't have AIDS, and they said how AIDS causes a divide in our society, which it does. And so does labels. And lo and behold, who doesn't get the meaning of the commercial in the back of the theater is the guy who says, God, they're a couple of fags. I'm like, it's like, dude, you're the one who's the problem with society. If you are uncomfortable with gazing or anything like that, or anybody who doesn't fit your social box, don't leave your house. You'll be so much better with yourself. It will all be better without you. Alright. Next movie is The Exorcism of Hannah Grace. What's interesting is that you have Shay Mitchell. She plays Megan Reed. She plays an ex-cop who has like a PTSD thing going on. So she goes on the graveyard shift in the morgue. She's not a mortician. Obviously, she doesn't have a medical degree. I'm assuming so. But she doesn't do the autopsies or anything like that. She just takes the photos and the fingerprints and everything like that. You have Kate Katic, whatever. She plays Lisa Roberts. She's a nurse and Megan's friend. Shay, I don't know anything she's played in. She has played in some stuff, but I haven't seen any of it. But Stana plays she was in The Librarian, The Curse of the Judas Chalice. She was in Quantum of Solace, The Spirit, and Castle. I mainly know her from Castle. These two women do a very good job. I mean, there's other actresses and actresses throughout the film, but they're very small parts. Excuse me. Kirby Johnson, who plays Hannah Grace, the possessed girl and everything. I don't know anything about her. I mostly found out my information from Wikipedia, honestly. She doesn't have any even a Wikipedia page, so I tried looking her up, and no. Honestly, she makes a few screen faces throughout the film. Unless she's the one crawling around the ground really strange. If that's not CG'd, good on her. But other than that, most of it's CG'd or her doing a screen face. And you probably could have replaced her with a wet blanket and CG'd the wet blanket and gotten the same result. So, good on you, Kirby, for being in a good film, but if you had not made the part, the wet blanket would have made it. It's a good film, granted, but has a good plot. I will say this. That does save the film. Because most Exorcist films, you see somebody gets possessed. Most of the time, it's a girl. I don't know what it is about females getting possessed, but they either the male or female gets possessed. Priests come in. They perform the exorcism. Either A, everybody dies and the demon goes on a killing rampage, or B, which is most of the time, the demon gets exorcised, and probably a couple people get killed throughout the film, but everything goes about the way it was. Hold on a second. Now, I will say this. It's the first exorcism film that the exorcism is in the first 5 minutes of the film. Older priest dies, younger priest lives. Dad survives, girl dies. She gets sent to the morgue 3 months later. Really weird. But then you find out that I thought, when I was looking at the trailers, I thought it was a girl got possessed, she died, and then the demon's trying to find a new vessel. That's not it. It's actually killing people to repair the body of Hannah. So I guess it can continue just romping around the world and doing its thing. Which, like I said, the plot saves it. It's very original, at least I think. And the acting isn't too bad, but it's not Oscar worthy at all. I could say that this movie, Queen, go see that. Bohemian Rhapsody, go see that in the theater. The Exorcism, Hannah Grace, you could probably wait till DVD or Blu-ray, whichever one. Go get it on Redbox. Don't buy it first. Go watch it at least first before you buy it. Because there's something wrong about it. There's something wrong. I don't know if it's the pacing of the plot. There's just something I can't point my finger on. It's either, I guess the best way to describe it is, some parts of the film go too fast, some parts of the film go too slow, but they don't seem to find a good, solid median behind it. It's like there's always something wrong with the pacing. That's the only thing I can really point out. Just something off about it. Like I said, if you really want to go see, but basically all the movie amounts to is just a movie with a bunch of jump scares, and that's about it. But if you like jump scare movies, go to the theater, buy yourself some popcorn, have a blast. If you like jump scares but don't really need to see them on the big screen, then don't go see it. Just wait till DVD and you can jump scare to your heart's content in your living room. Other than that, that's about it. So with all that being said, this is me signing off, saying if it's not going to be good at it.